Hi, everyone, and welcome to our weekly tip. We are coming to you today with a super simple but incredibly important part of your planning for your classes. Sometimes it can be very stressful, especially if you're new, to think about a new class and then think about a new class and think about a new class and a new class all the time. So I think when you're starting your dance teacher career, you feel that you need to bring new items and new experiences to your dancers constantly. But the reality is that consistency and continuity are incredibly important and simple to put into your classroom so that you feel confident and the students feel confident. The reality is that repeating the same exercises over and over again will give your dancers a sense of empowerment, and it will give you the ability to see the progress they are making with that same exercise being repeated over and over again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I see a lot of the times I see teachers like, what's next week's theme going to be? And how can I fit all of this into next week's theme? And I don't think each week necessarily has to have its own theme. I think, sure, there are times and holidays where you can
Mhm.
have a fun class and, change it up a bit.
Yes.
But I definitely think having each week be consistent and just starting off the year having one set class planned, and on your end that makes life a lot easier because just at the beginning of the year you sit down and you look at all of your classes, especially the younger ones,
Mhm.
um, and you just plan it out from there. And so the rest of the year up until recital season is pretty much a breeze for you
Yes.
you know
Yes, and you can build up. So, what I tell teachers is bring your ideal class for this group and
hmm
flush it all out, write it all out, and see where you want to be at the end of the year with this specific group, and then work backwards. And so, the first class, you don't necessarily have to go through the entire class. You go through
yeah,
some items, and then you continue adding and adding and adding until you get to where you need it to get.
right.
Definitely, we work normally in a school year season, and it's very similar in the rest of the world as it is in the US. So you work for about 10 months, potentially 40 weeks. Some people work 35 weeks. And so you can think about small elements that you want to change through your classroom, and you can say, okay, I have this 40 weeks that I'm going to work with the students, and if there is one fun exercise or one fun activity at the end, or a play or a game or something you're bringing, that you can rotate, and it's just
hmm
that one thing at the end of the class that you can think, okay, I did this for 10 weeks, and then I'm going to change it for the next 10 weeks, and I'm going to change it for the next things and the next 10 weeks.
hmm
But technically your students, if they continue with the same exercises, they will just get stronger and stronger and stronger.
yeah,
And what could happen
absolutely.
also is that the exercises transform. So you present the exercise at its most basic level, and then you work many weeks with it, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, and then you see that the dancers are ready for the next level of that exercise, not necessarily a completely new exercise adding on.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to, overwhelm yourself by trying to
Mhm.
plan a new class
Mhm.
every single week. I think definitely having your full class set and then, building up each week is a great plan and a great structure. So that way the you still feel like class is changing a bit and maybe your students still feel like class is changing a bit. So they're getting more out of it,
Mhm.
as sometimes the parents, you know, don't know what's happening in a dance class and they're like, well, what is my kid doing? And
Mhm.
that way you can tell them, well, this is why we're doing what we're doing, instead of just, oh, I'm trying to give them a fun class every week and
Yeah, absolutely.
change up the system.
You have an incredible base and foundation to your class that you can continue to use every single week and tweak it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
You'll become more intuitive as the time goes by and the years go by as to what is working. We've talked about as well, if something is not working, definitely you don't have to keep doing it, but
Right.
definitely give it time, right? Sometimes you need to give 2 or 3 weeks to realize if it's actually not working, or if it's just that the students needed a few weeks. If you sign up for the course that we have our flashcards that will help you build a full class. And so you have, your full intro to your class, the middle section of the class, the ending of the class, and ideas for your imagination or your fun things at the end so that they can have a wonderful, well-rounded class. In reality, we make it very simple for you. You decide which flashcards you want to use, and you place them in order, and then you try them in your classes. If one of them is not working, you switch it with another flashcard that belongs to that section of the class.
Yeah,
So
mix and
we've
match
helped.
while you want to create your perfect class. Yeah, and as you start to use these flashcards and really create your own class, you know, in a few years down the road, after you've been teaching for a while, you won't even need to worry or stress out about planning your classes at all. You know, it'll become second nature. You'll know exactly what the class needs to accomplish. You'll know exactly what needs to happen and the ebb and flow of your class, and it'll be a breeze, and you'll be like, stress who? Um, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, planning your class should not be the stressful portion of your classes. You just need to think about your ideal class and then go for it. The entire year, try to get to where you want to get, but continue to repeat what is working, and that will make it so much better for you and your students.
Absolutely. Um, we have our teacher training course where we have 4 modules, over 2 hours of videos. I will link that in the description. We have 2 places where you can check that out. We post every single week our best tips and tricks for you to be the best dance teacher you can be. Um, if you would like to see more from us, please subscribe, like, and comment what you want to see from us, anything you're unsure of, or anything you'd like to hear us talk about. We'd love to help you out. That's what we're here for. Anything else?
No, that is all. We would love to see you. And if you have any questions, write them in the comments or send us a message. We are here to help you be the best teacher that you can.
Yes, and fulfill your dance teacher potential. We will see you next week.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.